Hi, and this is C123 presenting a tutorial for PHP sessions and URL variables. In this tutorial you will learn how to create sessions in PHP and also use variables which appear in the URL. In case you're not sure what URL variables are, they're the get tag that if the get tag which is $get in case you may have heard of them, or in other words this ending bit in the URL after the question mark. They can appear multiple times, like an R equals true and another equals 1. But they can be set by variable equals value in a form, for instance. So a HTML form can be posted with method equals get, and it'll submit to the URL. So say we type in another value, and here it is in the URL, and there it is displayed on the page. And in our scripty, let's take a look at how we've displayed it. We've just echoed the variable, and on the next line we've created a link to reset it to its default value, which is value. And then the form is just a simple method equals get. Method equals get means, in other words, submit to the URL, and variable equals, that's a field you can fill in. The name of it is what comes before the equals sign, and the value is what's the default value in here, and what the user types in here is what will appear after here. And yeah, after you submit it, it'll go into here where PHP can access it through this array, and it got displayed. But say for instance we put in script top equals and Chrome has some security features to make sure this won't work, so it just displays a blank. And in addition to that, we add this URL encode, so that's another security license. So we hang on, no, that didn't apply to that, so let's see. It posted to the URL, but what a anonymous hacker can do is change what's in the URL, and they can inject scripts into your page and run them on Internet Explorer. In this tutorial, because of the window size restraints, so I can't use Internet Explorer, but I will show you what will happen in Chrome, which isn't much. So I'll do script plus or and then we view the source, and as you'll see, magic quotes has been enabled, magic quotes is a feature in PHP, an annoying one at that, which has been depreciated as of PHP 5.4 beta, which has just been released recently. And so, pre 5.4 beta, you'd have to use the strip slashes on all of your post variables, so that post array you'd have to do for each to remove all the slashes before the quotes, so the post array, and in some cases the get array, like you see above the so to resolve the magic quotes, we're just stripping the slashes. Not that it's gonna make much of a difference in Chrome. And still nothing. However, in the source, now those slashes are gone. But Chrome isn't executing that because of the what you call it. Because if Chrome knows there's HTML in the URL, so it won't run it. I'll just verify, and yes, indeed. So since Chrome knows that HTML is in the URL, it has a security feature not to execute it. But however, in Internet Explorer, Firefox, it may be a different story. And that's why you should, when you yield values, you should use HTML entities. And then if we refresh, it displays it. Now that's crucial, because if it actually displays it, rather than executing it like other browsers would have, then anonymous hackers can't take control of the website. Because, for instance, when before the NBN in Australia was released, there was a blacklist, if you recall, and one person on that blacklist entered the blacklist because Russians took over his website, and one of the reasons for that was an XSS attack, just like this here, due to a thing, well, whatever language his website was using, due to a feature, the misuse of HTML entities, in other words, not using it. And so that's how significant importance is. It can mean the difference of gaining access to the server and its password credentials or not. And so that's an example of how a person who didn't bother putting the extra effort into security for a simple thing like this ended up being banned in Australia for his website, or one page of his website at least. And also, now to compare this with sessions. We've got limited time left, so let's make it quick and snappy. Sessions are a simple thing because although they can be hacked, they are rather hard to be hacked. All you have to do is put this at the top of each page, the very top, with no HTML output before them. They're just like the header function. You can't have you can't have browser output before them. And this function, it actually sends out a cookie to the browser. That's why they can't have browser output before them. So if the user has cookies disabled, they then can't use sessions unless you put the SID into the URL. And the cookie name will be something like PHP SID is the name of the default cookie name. And to use them, you simply get a session array, put your variable name in here, and your value right here. And on another page, wherever you want, you can do echo the variable that you had assigned a value to before. This can be on a completely different page, and on that completely different page again have this at the very top before any browser output. So it could be on the first line like this, and so you could just copy and paste this first line exactly how it is. And that's basically how you use sessions. And so you may ask which is better, sessions or the URL variables. Generally the URL variables are, unless you want to secure your information, in which case the sessions are better, because sessions are more private. However, they're more CPU and memory intensive, so only use sessions when needed. But URL variables do look ugly at times, so basically use URLs to some extent in a way that optimizes the search engine optimization. However, use sessions and cookies sometimes. However, don't go overboard with sessions, otherwise it could slow down your entire website. And as I said before, if someone has cookies disabled, they can't receive your sessions anyway, unless you put a session ID in the URL. While we have the time, I'll quickly show you about the session ID. So sessions. Session register, I think it was. Here we go, SID on session start. That's the URL to get to it. If you wanna just have a link that has the session ID in it, you can go to, well, in this case like that. And now let's refresh with SID. We can comment that. In this case, it's not defining, but when in doubt, check the manual, because this is a quote from the manual, and you can find it on the session start function on the php.net manual. So I hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and keep tuned for more videos.